There we go. All right. Today we're going to talk about Voyages. Work on our next lesson. 5.4 Compound Subject Complements. Make sure you have your workbook, your pencil, and a highlighter. Of course, before we can begin on the lesson part, we need to do our daily maintenance. So let's go and find page 74, 5.4 at the top of the page. And grab my whiteboard. You guys get your pencils out. So, our sentence is Claire forgot her homework. Very funny because it's my youngest daughter's name. And it says, is the subject a common or a proper noun? Well, of course, our subject is Claire. And is that a person's name or the place's name? Or is it a general overall noun? So, of course, Claire is a person's name. So we know that that means that it is a proper noun. So on number 1, we're going to write proper. Number 2, which word is a possessive adjective? So which word describes a noun but is also a possessive word? Claire forgot her homework. Well, Claire is the subject noun. Forgot is the verb. Homework is the direct object. So what is left? Her. Her is a possessive pronoun. In this case, it's used as an adjective. So the answer to number 2, which word is a possessive adjective, is her. Everybody write her on line number 2. Number 3, is forgot, our verb, a regular verb or an irregular verb? So we have to think about forgot is past tense. And when we make a normal verb past tense, we usually add ed to the end of it. But if we change the word to a new word, then it is an irregular verb. So present tense would be forget. Do we make forget past tense by saying forgetted? No, that sounds really weird. So we change it to forgot, a new word. So that makes it an irregular verb. So let's write irregular on the line for number 3. Irregular. Everybody copy that down. All right, now number 4, we are going to do the diagramming. You do it. I'm going to do it on my board, and then we'll share it. All right, there it is. Claire is our noun and subject. Forgot is our verb. Homework is our direct object. And her is the adjective that describes homework. So you should have Claire forgot homework, her. All right. Now we're going to move on to our lesson, which is on page 80, compound subject complements. And we're building on our last lesson. In our last lesson, we talked about subject complements and that there are adjectives that are found after state of being verbs that tell directly something about the noun at the beginning of the sentence or the subject that are directly tied together. What we're going to add today is whether or not after the verb we have compound complements. A compound complement would have to be 2 adjectives that are joined by a conjunction, like and or would be the 2 most common ones. Sometimes you see 2 adjectives, but they don't have that and or in the middle, and that makes them not compound. So we're going to see a couple different things. For the first ones, we want our pencils, not our highlighters, because it's just going to circle yes or no. And we're going to do 1 and 2 together. So we're looking for the adjectives after the verb. Are there 2 of them? And if there are 2 of them, are they separated by and or? So number 1 says the berries we picked are red and sweet. Are is our state of being verb. So the adjectives after are red and sweet. They complement berries. The berries are red, the berries are sweet. So there are 2 of them. Do they have a conjunction in the middle? Do they have and or do they have or? Well, yes, it says are red and sweet. So we would circle yes. This is a compound subject complement. Okay. Now, number 2, Dan's story is very good. Is our verb. After that, we have very good. Both are adjectives. And both tell about the story, very good story. However, you don't separate it into the 2 parts because there's no and or in the middle. We wouldn't say very story, good story. They have to go together. So that means that no, they are not subject complements. There is no and or between them. All right, I'm going to have you finish 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 on your own, and then I will see how you did when you turn it in. Let's skip down to either pause the video and do it right now, or do it at the end after the video is over. That's up to you. I am going to keep on going. Number 10 through 14, we are going to come up with compound subject complements, adjectives found after the state of being verb to finish our sentences. So number 10 says the racehorses are blank and blank. I'm going to say are, so we want to describe them. So I would say that they are, let's say they're brown, because color is a description. And on the other line, are brown and strong, because racehorses are very strong. They can run for a long ways. So I wrote brown on the first blank, strong on the second blank. You'll copy that in there. Then you need to do the same thing for 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then I will see those when you turn it in. You do not need to read them to me or anything. Just go ahead and come up with your ideas and I'll look at those later. Now, the last 2 are 15 and 16. So for 15 and 16, you are going to write a sentence. And they tell you what subject complements they want you to use. So number 15 says hot and thirsty. So you need to make up a sentence that you would have hot and thirsty after a state of being verb. So let's do that one together, and then I'm just going to have you do number 16 on your own. Whoops, I wrote 16 on my board. Let me erase that. Now I have a dirty finger. 15. So, hot and thirsty. How about people in a desert? The desert travelers were hot and thirsty. All right, I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. While you're copying that, I'm going to go back over the directions. After the video is done, you need to finish doing 3 through 9, reading the sentences and deciding whether or not you have compound subject complements. You circle yes. If there's only one subject complement or there are two and they do not have a separation of and or, then you circle no. And then you also need to finish 11 through 14 on your own, coming up with some ideas for finishing those sentences. You know what? I think I am going to have you read those to me. So ignore what I said earlier. I'm going to have you read 11 through 14, and then I'm going to have you share number 16 with me, and that'll be in the directions on Seesaw. All right, that's it for now.